The rain tasted of rust. Elias traced a pattern on the diner's formica tabletop, the greasy scent of fried onions clinging to the air. He's been back in Ohio for a week, attempting a semblance of normalcy, but the memory of the harmony clung to him like a damp shroud. Every shadow seemed to writhe, every creak of the building a whispered threat. The newsboy shout cut through the diner's hum. Blackwood Estate investigation. Locals fear another haunting. The headline was splashed across the paper, the photograph of the mansion's decaying facade a mocking echo of his own nightmares. Silas had been expecting him. He sat in a dimly lit study, surrounded by towering shelves crammed with leather-bound volumes and strange, unlabeled artifacts. The air hung thick with the scent of old paper and something else, something indefinable, unsettling. "You seem troubled, mister." "Fawn," Silas said, his voice frail but sharp. He regarded Elias with eyes that seemed to penetrate the man's very soul. "The press can be quite sensational." "Sensational or not, people are scared," Elias replied, his hand trembling slightly as he reached for a glass of water. "The estate is a source of unease for the whole county." "Indeed, and it requires understanding. That is why I'm asking for your assistance." Silas gestured to a nervous, bespectacled man standing awkwardly near the bookshelves. "This is Dr. Albright, a local historian. He's made a fascinating discovery regarding the late Mr. Blackwood." "Doctor." Albright wrung his hands. "Mr. Thorne, your experience at the estate is invaluable. I've uncovered evidence suggesting Mr. Blackwood's ambitions extended far beyond simple scientific experimentation. He wasn't merely conducting research, he was attempting to create something entirely new." "Create what?" Elias asked, a knot of dread tightening in his stomach. "A different reality," Albright stammered. "A place he called the Harmony. According to his journals, he believed he could construct a perfect world, free from suffering and imperfection." "And how did he intend to do that?" Albright produced a brittle, yellowed map from a leather folder. "Through a combination of advanced acoustics, psychological manipulation, and what he termed consciousness transference, he sought to steal the identities and memories of others, weaving them into the fabric of his new world." The map depicted a network of tunnels leading deep beneath the Blackwood Estate, culminating in a single, marked point. This leads to a hidden chamber," Albright explained. "A chamber I believe was central to his experiments." Suddenly, the door to the study swung open, and a tall, gaunt figure entered, his presence instantly casting a shadow over the room. It was the caretaker. "Mr. Thorne," he said, his voice a smooth baritone that resonated with an unnerving calmness. "I'm pleased you're assisting Dr. Albright. Your connection to Mr. Blackwood is more significant than you realize. You are a catalyst, Mr. Thorne. A resonance." Elias felt a chill crawl down his spine. "What are you talking about?" The caretaker ignored the question. "The music is returning. The dissonance is growing stronger. Soon, the veil between realities will thin once more." He paused, his eyes fixed on Elias. "The harmony hungers, Mr. Thorne, and it remembers you." Elias felt a tremor run through his hands, the faintest echo of the distorted melodies he's heard in the harmony. The smell of ozone and decay filled his nostrils. He was losing ground. "What do you mean by returning?" Elias demanded, the tremor in his voice betraying his mountain fear. The caretaker smiled, a slow, unsettling curve of his lips. "Mr. Blackwood's work was never truly finished, Mr. Thorne. It lies dormant, but it is not extinguished, and something is stirring it once more." He turned to Silas. "The preparations are proceeding as planned, Silas. The resonance is nearing its peak." Silas nodded, his gaze fixed on Elias. "We must be ready, Bartholomew. The moment is approaching." He looked back at Elias, a flicker of something akin to regret in his eyes. "You carry a burden, Mr. Thorne, a responsibility, to contain what Mr. Blackwood unleashed." Elias stared at the map spread across the table, the marked point pulsing in his mind's eye. He knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that he was being drawn back into the nightmare. The harmony wanted him, and he feared he couldn't resist its call. As he looked around the room, he noticed a faint, mournful note echoing in his mind, a promise of return,